He's a super strong duelist, and like
What is his name?
he's a strong duelist. Bro.
Look at these first kill and first death stats from this game. If you had to guess who won it, obviously it would be the first team. This was actually NRG, and their championship winning core managed to lose 0-2 against Bilibili Gaming, who were a relatively new team from an underdog region. In this video, we're going to focus on what caused NRG to throw a lot of attacker side rounds on Lotus, and how it was a major factor in their loss to Bilibili Gaming. NRG seemed like they started out pretty strong, but there were clearly signs of issues even in rounds they ended up winning. They start Lotus on attack and take C Mound quickly by flashing through their Viper Orb. Then they quickly transition into a C Execute, which overwhelms the weak side Killjoy as the majority of Bilibili Gaming have pushed through A main. A free plant is given and NRG fight for control of defender spawn, which gives NRG just enough space and time to play a better post plant. But take note of how Artis immediately runs to challenge the flank by himself, which gives Bilibili Gaming an opening back into the round. This mistake hints at disjointed play throughout the post plants, and this ends up being the main reason that NRG throws so many rounds on attack. Trust me when I say that this coordinated push into defender spawn was the first and last time that NRG played together in the post plant. Nevertheless, NRG win this first round. In the next round, Som just gets an instant ace holding the C Mound push, which wins the eco. Then, on NRG's bonus, we see a fast mound push by flashing high for Raze, who flies in on the wide angle. Victor gets 2 kills immediately, and the round is pretty much already over as soon as it begins. In round 4, we see NRG continue to take control of mound since they have been winning so many rounds off this control. We see a wild attempt from Bilibili's Viper to timing the smoke, which gives NRG an opening, but take note of how NRG attempts to force the rotate by opening the door. This never actually gets Bilibili Gaming to effectively rotate, and this is not good as NRG's normal mind games are clearly not working on them. This round devolves into a 2v2 because Bilibili stay stacked on C and continue to trade back despite NRG trying to make them rotate. Nevertheless, NRG still win this round in the 2v2 and go back to C Mound in the next round. Another solo play from Bilibili results in an opening for NRG, and their Killjoy ult is already ticking for full site control. But here's where we also start to see a lack of discipline from NRG, as Victor jumps in on Raze way before the Killjoy ult even pops. This gets him isolated on site and killed when he could have just been patient, maybe used the satchel to clear some utility, and just waited for the Killjoy ult to pop. Although NRG doesn't feel the full repercussions of these mistakes, since they end up winning the first 5 rounds of the game, this next round starts to tell a different story. In the next round, Bilibili set up to contest C Mound, and the Omen one-way denies the play from NRG. But Bilibili's Viper makes another solo push at A, which is definitely not advised when you're supposed to be the weak side on defense. This type of solo play kind of renders the map control which was gained on the opposite side useless, and it gives NRG another opening in this game. They speed up to take A and get into a favorable 5v4 post plant. But this really starts to break down when Artis takes a timing that he really doesn't need to, considering all the control that NRG have. NRG can fully play for a late flank from Artis as the main play to close out the round, but he takes an early timing before the bomb has even been planted and loses a very strong position for NRG. Now in the 4v4, Som has a very strong but risky position if his team is not supporting him. This is the lack of coordination that I was talking about earlier. Except for Som, the rest of NRG are taking quite passive angles. As you can see, Victor and Crashies are just jump spotting sight, while Finesse is not actually holding or ready to swing any angles for Som. This results in Som getting flooded from both door and stairs, and causes the entire round to completely fall apart. If we look at their positions in the 5v4, NRG have so many options to close out the round, but they end up throwing it. We continue to see very shaky post plants from NRG in round 8. They start by taking slow A main control and then transition into a full A execute while Bilibili decide to play retake again. Bilibili Gaming seem to recognize that retakes are working as NRG can never find a good play to close out rounds, even when Bilibili throw away first kills at the beginning of rounds. With another free plant on site, take a look at how disjointed NRG are in this setup. Crashies is fighting stairs by himself, while Victor is back site by himself. Both simultaneously lose their 1v1s, while Artis is taking the idea of his mollies a bit too seriously. The only reason they win this round is because Som decides to make a huge play and fight for site before Bilibili can tap the bomb. He kills all 4 players by himself, and although Finesse was kind of helping by holding his right, I would have still liked to see Finesse in a more active spot, especially since he doesn't even have any mollies left to play the bomb. Another round that is just so disjointed on the post plant, but NRG still end up winning. But their luck does not last for too much longer. In round 11, NRG gain another great opportunity by walking up B while Bilibili have pushed through A main and are again in a 5v3 scenario. But Finesse pushes through upper by himself and Crashies is still lurking around in A main. It's essentially just a 3v3 on site when Bilibili Gaming tried to disrupt the plant, and suddenly the round turns into a 2v2 when the bomb wasn't even down yet. The timings are now long expired as they can easily deduce exactly where Crashies and Finesse are, and another round becomes thrown. And we go one more time in round 12 when NRG take full control of A when Victor gets behind stairs by pushing through upper B. This position gives NRG a free plan on A and a 4v5 scenario after Artis kills another on the lurk. But Artis' discomfort on the lurk roll shows again here, as he definitely can escape but opts to take the fight again. Even if he takes the fight, he can make this situation way more annoying for Bilibili Gaming by forcing them to swing wider and wider while protecting his own angle. Then we see 3 more completely isolated attempts from NRG. We just needed to see a single attempt here to fight together, and it would have still looked possible. Here's an example of what I would have wanted to see given their positions. But any attempt to play together should have gotten them at least a single kill in the 4v3 when they got 0. The half still ended 7-5 for NRG, but they completely threw away 3 solid post-plant positions, and none of them even ended up being close. Keep in mind that NRG lost this map by 2 rounds, and that difference could have easily been made up in any of these attacker side rounds where they had very strong positions. Let me show you what I'm used to seeing from NRG. They don't always have super planned post plants with lineups like some teams, but they always make sure to take initiative together and have a good plan for what they want to do. In this round against Paper Rex on Lotus, Artis and Som are in a 2v3 on A. They actually play together to fight Heaven as Artis pushes up the rope with the Omen smoke to draw attention for Som, who peeks from drop. This gets them into a 2v2 and into a very winnable situation, but they narrowly missed the trade timing on Gecko. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, except for the first pistol round where they pushed defender spawn together, there literally wasn't another round where we saw coordinated team play in the post plant. Numbers advantages mean nothing if you don't use your greater numbers to coordinate something. This doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be side by side pushing something, but every little decision you make should be in relation to your team's position. I just want to highlight this Artis clip one more time to describe how he can still be making small decisions to play with or help his team, even if he's alone. Again, I'm not even saying Artis needs to run here, but he could have at least taken this fight in a way that makes it harder for Bilibili to clear him and kill him instantly. The fact that he decided to take this angle and then crouch commit the first fight he sees means that his decisions aren't really considering the position that his team is in. I would encourage everyone to think a bit more about how your small decisions can still be made in relation to your team. Remember that I offer free team coaching and VOD reviews streamed live on Twitch. Check out my Discord to sign up, and also consider supporting me on Patreon, which helps me out a lot. Thanks again for watching.